Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to this very special day. Welcome to our sanctuary. Welcome to learning from the reading that Maya is going to be doing today. Let's embrace that we are here together in this sanctuary by singing this beautiful song called Sanctuary. Love, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Hine mato, hine mato, umanai, shebedahi, gam yahad, hine mato, umanai, shebedahi, gam yahad. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's nice to see you. To begin services this morning, it's an honor to invite Maya's parents to the bima so that they might present her with her prayer shawl, her talit, which is one of the symbols of entering adulthood, and to share a few words with her.
Maya! Welcome to this day. When you began thinking about becoming bat mitzvah, you were a little girl. Today, we stand before a young woman. This has been a journey of heart and soul. In presenting you with this talit, I am welcoming you into the community of Jewish adults, and I am offering you a place of comfort, connection, communion. Each time we wrap ourselves in the prayer shawl, we come immediately into connection with a higher self, an expanded being, a place with no time or space. I remember the first visit we made together to a high holiday service. You were 10 months old. I found a place to sit toward the back of the temple. It was a seat bathed in the sunlight of early autumn. I held you on my lap. I closed my eyes. The warmth of the sun and the energy of our bodies lulled both of us into a light and easy doze. The sound of the shofar came as a beacon. We were both startled and being woke. I remember tears flowing down my cheeks, my jaw trembling, and I felt surrounded by the cherubim of our ancestors. The sound of the shofar awoke in my soul the feeling of oceans of time and infinities of space, holding this beautiful baby in my lap. I realized we are part of a tradition that has come down through the ages and that will be transmitted beyond me and beyond your children. This talit is a symbol of that continuous cycle of birth and rebirth. It is a haven. It holds memory and the future in the same instant. It holds hope and dreams, prayers and thanksgiving. I pray it holds you as I held you, a beautiful baby in the sunlight.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam lehita teif bat tzitzi. Asher kidshanu lehita teif bat tzitzi. B'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehita teif bat tzitzi. I got it.
Amen.
I enter this sacred space to voice the longings of my heart in prayer. In sacred company, I offer my love to the Holy One. I devote myself this morning to psalm and song, study and prayer. May my heart be lifted, may my thoughts be deepened, and may my soul, like the eagle, soar.
On page 67.
May the door of the synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of the synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
We continue on page 74 with the singing of Ma Tovit.
Elohim
from giving gratitude for this sacred space, this sanctuary that we are in, to the sacred space that is within us, the sanctuary that is our body, Asher Yitzar.
Page 76.
I thank you for my life, body and soul. Help me realize I am beautiful and whole. I'm perfect the way I am, and a little broken too. I will live each day as a gift I give to you. Breathe in, hold at the top, and owe it out. Baruch atah Adonai. Rofeh kol basar u'machli la'asot.
Continue on page 80 with Nisim B'chol Yom, our gratitude for daily miracles. Please join.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who stretches the earth over the waters. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our steps. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who clothes the naked. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives strength to the weary. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who removes sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me in the image of God. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me free. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me a Jew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who girds Israel with strength. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who crowns Israel with splendor.
Amen. We continue on page 86 with the blessing for the study of Torah, which will be led by Ginny Mercer. But prior to that, she is one of Maya's teachers of Torah and has a few words to share.
Maya, I was always so glad to see your face across Zoom, and I'm happier to see it this way, even better. So you had a lot of delays, you had some frustrations, but you've been ready for this for years. Like your dad said, and ever since you were tiny, you were ready for this. But we spent years also getting ready for this, and even though your soul was ready, we fine-tuned the Hebrew, we fine-tuned the prayers. I told Maya that if she drove like she read Hebrew, she's going to be taking out mailboxes. And that's how I slowed her down a little bit, which was a good thing, right? We had such a good time. So, man, you made it. After, it just seemed, to me, it seemed like a long time. For you, it seemed like a long time, but boy, it's okay. Once you're here, you're here. And I'm so very, very proud of you. Mazel tov. Thank you. On page 86. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah.
Amen.
In page 88. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all.
We turn to page 106 and rise.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ba'ama divra hirtei v'yamlich malhutei.
B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayedeho Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv.
V'imeru.
Amen.
Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach. La'olam la'omaya. Yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabat v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalel shmei dekudasha rehu le'elam min kol birhata v'shirata
Tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma.
V'imeru.
Amen.
Barhu et Adonai hamavorach.
Baruch Adonai hamavorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamavorach le'olam va'ed.
We turn now to the back covers of your programs for a reading, a poem, Wild Geese, led by Amalia Stone.
You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things.
We continue on 113.
Once or twice in a lifetime, a man or woman may choose a radical leaving herd, lech lecha, go forth. God disturbs us toward our destiny by hard events and by freedom's now urgent voice, which explode and confirm who we are. We don't like leaving, but God loves becoming. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher b'amo Yisrael b'Ahava. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
May be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך, בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשערתך, ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
I invite you to turn now in the programs to page 4, and Adele will be reading a poem for us, but stay in your prayer book on page 122 after that.
Maya. If you can find stillness, the jasmine will night bloom in your direction, and the breeze will carry its sacred exhalation of perfume toward you. Breathe. The moon will cascade waves of radiance downward, drop her silver robes, glow. You will awaken, overtaken by a love from within that asks no permission, golden particles rising beneath your skin. All of existence longs to be an offering. Eternity is a constant whisper, wishing to be listened to. This is the beginning. This is only the beginning. Let it in.
A song of redemption. Come on.
Hamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi hamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osef eleh, nora tehilot, osef eleh. Ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la. Shira Chadasha, Shivuguli, Yeshim Ha'al Hayam, Yachad Kulam, Hodu Ve'ilitu Ve'ameru, Adonai Imloch Le'olam Va'ed, Adonai Imloch Le'olam Va'ed, Adonai Imloch Le'olam Va'ed, Adonai.
Sefatai tiftachu fia gitahilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekoneh HaKol, Vezocher Hasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei Bneihem, L'man Shemo Be'achava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye Metim Atarav Le'oshia, Mori Atah, Mechalchel Chaim V'Chesed, Mechaye Metim Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Mihamocha Baal Gevurot,
mechayeh umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman ata lahayot meitim Baruch atah Adonai
mechayeh
hametim Nikadesh et shimcha ba'olam Yeshem shemaqdishimo tobishmei maro kakatuv al yad neviecha v'kara ze el ze ve'amar Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh Adonai Tzevaot Meloch haaretz kevodo Adir, Adirenu Adonai, Adonenu Ma'adir Shimcha b'chol haaretz Baruch kevod Adonai Mimkomo Echad hu Eloheinu Hu Avinu Hu Malkeinu Hu Moshienu V'hu Yashmienu V'rachamav le'enei kol hai Ani Adonai Elohechem Imloch Adonai le'olam Elohai Yitzion Ledor vador Hallelujah Ledor vador nagid godlecha U'lanetzach netzachim kedushacha nakdish V'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai ha'el ha'kadosh
Page 132, with joy.
Let's tuck that in for this one. Yismehu v'malechutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oneg Shabbat Yismehu v'malechutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oneg Shabbat Mikadashei Mikadashei Shevi Shabbat Kulam Yisbehu V'yitanu Meitu Bet HaShabbat Yisbehu V'malechutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat V'korei Oneg Shabbat Yismechu v'malechutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oneg Shabbat V'hashvi'i ratzita bo v'kidashu Shabbat Chendan ya'amin Oteho karata Shabbat Yismehu v'malechutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oneg Shabbat Yismehu v'malechutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oneg Shabbat Zecher למעשה בראשית שבת זכר למעשה בראשית שבת ישמחו במלאכותך שומרי bittul ve'oneg Shabbat.
Page 135.
Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat abide.
Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time. Contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life.
Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat abide. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
We continue on page 136. 37, sorry. 137.
On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer to life, to peace, and to joy. May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah. Let us feed on the love of goodness. Let us drink from the love of goodness. Restrain our thirst for excess and cleanse our hearts to serve life well. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer in life, in peace, and in joy.
Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. On page 139, we offer prayers of gratitude, responding each time with the words Modim anachnu lach, which mean we are grateful to you.
For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations.
Modim anachnu lach.
For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons.
Modim anachnu lach.
For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements.
Modim anachnu lach.
For human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression.
Modim anachnu lach.
For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared.
Modim anachnu lach.
For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others may live in dignity and freedom.
Modim anachnu lach.
For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose.
Modim anachnu lach.
We pray that we may live not by our fears but by our hopes, not by our words but by our deeds.
Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'lana elahot. On page 140, we join in our prayer for peace.
Shalom.
Page 141.
We oughtn't pray for what we've never known and humanity has never known. Unbroken peace, unmixed blessing, no. Better to pray for pity, for indignation, discontent, the will to see and touch, the power to do good and make new. Baruch atah Adonai hamvarach et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of our world. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, vavarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
We share a few moments now in silence.
Od yavo shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Ve'imeru. Amen. Od yavo shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Ve'imeru. Amen. Ose shalom bimroma. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Yaseh shalom. Shalalalom. Yaseh shalom. Ve'imeru. Amen. Yaseh shalom. Shalalalom. Yaseh shalom. Ve'imeru. Amen.
We turn now to Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the service for the reading of Torah, which you can find in your prayer books and your Sidurim on pages 248 and 49. And I invite the congregation to please rise, and all of those who are participating in passing Torah through the generations to join us on the Bima.
We are gifts and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are hope and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words and we are stories. We are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. Ledor vador nagid kod lecha. Ledor vador, we protect this change from generation to generation. Ledor vador, these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carried in our hearts, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed and we are holy. We are children of your way. And the words that bring us meaning, we will have the strength to say. Ledor vador nagid kod lecha. Ledor vador. vador, we protect this chain. From generation to generation, the door vador, these lips will praise your name.
Maya, it has been a long road, but I want to talk about the very, very end of the road on Thursday afternoon, because the first 15 minutes of our rehearsal was about dress selection. And you bought two beautiful dresses, one with that gorgeous teal that's in your talit. That was the first choice, and then the black dress for the pictures, but there was a lot of leg. And we left it kind of open. What would happen today? What would you wear today? The pantsuit was in the mix. And I just want to say that you did the bat mitzvah thing, choosing the pantsuit. Because and I'll just be a little personal. I remember when my daughter was, when I was driving my daughter here for her bat mitzvah, and she was grabbing onto her teddy bear in the car on the way here on Saturday morning. And then she let it go, and then she stood here like an adult and did her thing. And that's what this moment is about. It's like this crossing over forever into the pantsuit world. And just knowing that, there's a time for the fun dress, and there's also the very, very beautiful, classy, reverent pantsuit way of being. And I mean that in the deepest way, not in a superficial way. In just being here and showing up and knowing holiness. This is about holiness, not a dress. It's about holiness, it's about a journey, it's about showing up and being you without worrying that maybe there's too much leg going on. Just being here to teach us Torah. You have written one of the deepest, most beautiful divrei Torah there is, from a young person that will be delivered from this pulpit. You have honored your teachers by allowing them to participate in passing Torah to you. So much of this journey is so mature and beautiful, and you showing up just the way that everyone would hope somebody would take this moment into their life and know truly the depths of what it means. And I'm so grateful that you waited, that you were patient, that you stayed. We had a conversation where it was not clear whether you wanted to just go for it. And that was good. You should ask whether you should go for things, whether they're really the most important things. And I'm so deeply glad for you that you're including this as one of the important things. So, with all of that said, Maya, we are so deeply proud of you. You do stand in a chain of memory that shoots all the way to some future that none of us know. And I'm feeling that particularly on this morning because it's the 40th anniversary of my bat mitzvah today.
Mazel tov.
And I could have never known this future was in my way at that moment. So I hope that 40 years from now, your journey will take you somewhere holy and beautiful as well. And I feel like we all know here that it will. We have faith and pride in you. And we are so happy you're part of our community. And so I give this Torah to your beloveds, and they will give it to you.
L'dor vador nagi godlecha. L'dor vador, protect his chains from generation to generation. L'dor vador, these lips will praise your name.
Hands good?
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Uvevar Adonai mirushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Le'amo Yisrael, B'kedushato, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Gadol Adonai iti uneromema shemo yachdav.
Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kijanu b'mitzvotav b'tzivanu לעשות בדברי תורה, לעשות בדברי תורה. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on sweet words of Torah. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Oh my God. Baruch
Sorry.
atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kijanu b'mitzvotav b'tzivanu לעשות בדברי תורה, לעשות בדברי תורה. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on sweet words of Torah. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue.
My Torah portion is Korach from the book of Numbers. In this portion, Korach, along with Dathan and Abram, leads a rebellion against Moses and Aaron. Korach accuses Moses and Aaron of acting holier than the other Israelites. Korah's rebellion is the most famous of the book of Numbers, and perhaps even the entire Torah. Moses and Aaron take this rebellion seriously, as does God. A challenge is proposed, Both sides will approach God with incense on fire pans, and God's acceptance will show the chosen leader. Unsurprisingly, Moses and Aaron win. Korah and his followers are either consumed by fire or swallowed up by the earth. Humans will forever struggle for power, no matter the intention behind it. We have and will continue to have leaders like Korah. They lead for self-gain and are motivated by jealousy. In this story, Korah is fueled by his jealousy of Moses and Aaron. He is self-serving and plays mind games on the Israelites. He is sneaky and deceptive, using the lie that he is looking out for his people, when in reality, all he is doing is raising his own status. Korah exploits on the fact that the people are already psychologically ready to attack Moses and Aaron because of their frustration and discomfort. Lies become stepping stones to personal advantage. Korah takes advantage of the confusion and the fears of the people and perverts and distorts the truth to mislead them. His motives were meant to splinter and divide the Jewish people under false pretenses. My question is, what is the Torah, an ancient document, trying to teach me by including a dramatic display of untruthfulness? It is easy to paint Korah as the rebellion leader, as the instigator, and to demonize him. It is also just as easy to portray Moses and Aaron as true leaders and to valorize them. This way of thinking must be too simplistic, a sort of good versus bad, without taking into consideration the complexity of humans. I would rather think about how each and every one of us contends with a desire for rebellion or for leadership with our own inner Korah and Moses. Rabbi Rachel Cohen, a social worker, civil rights activist, and author who passed away in 2018, suggests that each of us lives with an ongoing conflict between inner Moses and inner Korah, between humility and arrogance, between selflessness and selfishness. There are times when it might even be appropriate to rebel, to listen to the Korah inside of us, and to express that rebellion in constructive ways. At the same time, all of us have certainly experienced the desire to try and gain power for our own good. The question these ancient texts are trying to pose to us is, how will we act? Do we follow these desires? How can we direct our desires for the most good? Korah acted on them from selfish motivations and was punished severely, which serves as a warning to us. According to Phineas Pelly, a modern Orthodox rabbi and professor at Ben Gurion University, it was meant to call our attention to the differences between authentic, responsible leadership and illusory, appealing rhetoric. The Torah reminds us that to be an authentic leader, you must lead in the best interests of others and not for self-gain. My Mitzvah Project over the past 5 years has been a weekly commitment to the Marvelous Math Club, also known as MMC, a math club for children who live at Pisgah View Apartments. MMC is co-sponsored by UNCA and Asheville City Schools. About 30 kids, called leaders, come to the community center every Monday, along with 10 to 15 adults, called champions. As part of a team of champions, I lead children in math homework, computer skills, and organized math games. We work both in the building and outdoors to teach communication and leadership skills. I enjoy doing this because I love math, I love kids, and I'm contributing to a team effort to raise the bar on every level for these children. This resonates with my Torah portion because of the quality of leadership that is shown every Monday at Pisgah View Apartments. Champions are encouraged to find creative ways to praise and support the children when they show leadership qualities of helping others or cooperating in their groups. Many of the values I have learned about leadership in Judaism and throughout this Torah portion have supported me in becoming a better champion. My Jewish identity is present in this portion because I consider myself a very strong leader. Here at CBHT, I have been a Madrachim for 2 years. Madrachim are teens who volunteer at our religious school every Sunday. Our responsibilities include teaching young Jewish children how to read Hebrew, sing prayers, and play games. I think it has built my leadership skills tremendously because I have to work with others, be patient, go with the flow, and sometimes step back and let others lead. Being a part of this congregational family continues to teach me how to be a better leader in other ways too. Judaism emphasizes the importance of asking questions, recognizing and admitting when we are wrong, and learning from our mistakes, all of which make a strong leader. I want to leave you with the choice of leading for self-power or leading to bring power to others. The next time you are in a situation requiring you to step up and be a leader, make the distinct choice between leading with a Korach mentality or leading with a Moses mentality, and think of me.
Maya will be reading from Numbers at chapter 16, verse 1, which you can find in the red Torah commentaries in front of you on page 860. Page 860. And it is an honor to invite her honorary uncle, Larry Bronstein, for the honor of the first Aliyah. Ya'amod label ben Yisrael v'yentala la'aliyah la Torah.
Baruch Hu Adonai Havarach.
Baruch Adonai Havarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Havarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'chad b'anu mikol amim v'natan lanu et torto. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayikach, Amen. Vayikach Korach ben Yitzhar ben Kachat ben Levi v'Datan v'Aviram b'nei Eliav v'on ben Pelet b'nei Reuven vayakumu lifnei Moshe v'anashim mivnei Yisrael hamishim Umatayim Nesi'ei Eda Kari Eid Moed Anshe Shem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam natan b'tuchenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. As she continues to read and to surround her and for an aliyah, I invite Maya's parents, Max Resnick and Debbie Resnick, to the Torah. Ya'amod Tzvi ben Manuel u'Miriam la'aliyah la Torah.
Baruch et Adonai Havarach.
Baruch Adonai Havarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Havarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Vayikachalu al Moshe v'al Aharon vayomeru alehem Rav lachem ki kol ha'edah kulam kadoshim uvatocham Adonai umadua titnasu al kachal Adonai Vayishma Moshe Vayipol al panav Vayadaber el Korah ve'el ho adato lemor boker Adonai et asher lo ve'et hakadosh v'higriv elav ve'et asher Adonai Yivharbo Yakriv Elav Zot Asu Kahu Lachem Maktot Korah V'cho Adato.
Did you go into the next one?
Utenu Bahain Eish Vesimu Alehen Ketorat Livnei Adonai Machar Ben Pelet B'nei Reuven V'haya This is the next one.
You went too far.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll stop then. Perfect. All right. Go ahead.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet.
V'chayei olam natan Eloheinu Baruch atah Adonai
Noten haTorah.
Amen.
Oh, you guys are here. Maybe one on each side. I'm gonna call you to the Torah, so don't do anything yet.
And now it's an honor to invite our bat mitzvah to the Torah, Maya Elizabeth Resnick. Ta'amo Bachura Habat Mitzvah Miriam Bat Tzvi La'aliyah LaTorah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamavorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu min kol haomim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Zot asu kahu lachem maktot Korah v'cho adato utenu bahain Eish v'simu alehen ketorat lifnei Adonai machar v'chaya ha'ish asher yivhar Adonai hu hakadosh rav lachem b'nei Levi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei ota neta v'kolchenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Mi sheberach avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah hu yivarech et Miriam bat Tzvi שהגיעה למצוות ועלתה לכבוד המקום ולכבוד התורה ולכבוד השבת. הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמריה ויחייה ויכונן את ליבה להיות שלמה עם אדוני אלוהיה להגות בתורתו ללכת בדרכיו ולשמור מצוותיו וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיה. יזכו הוריה לגדלה לתורה ולחופה ולמעשים טובים ותמצא חן ושכל טוב בעיני אלוהים ואדם ונאמר Amen. May the God who blessed all of our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless Maya who has come for an aliyah upon reaching the age of mitzvot with reverence for God and respect for Torah and Shabbat. May the Holy One of Blessing protect and sustain Maya, helping her to be wholehearted in her faith, to study Torah, to fulfill mitzvot, and to walk in Moses's and God's ways. May her parents continue to rear her to maturity, guiding Maya to the continued blessings of Torah, of escorting her to the marriage canopy should she so choose, and guiding her to continue filling her life with ma'asim tovim, acts of loving kindness and good deeds. May she find favor before God and our community as we all say together, Amen.
Amen.
Also, in the sacred presence of Torah, we offer blessings of healing. We most lovingly remember Shoshana Sladky and Julie Sherman for healing, and Mindy Beller. And are there additional people we'd like to mention aloud? Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah, Hu yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu yimaleh rachamim alehem, v'hachazikamu l'rapotam, v'yishlach lahem mehera refuah shlema min hashamayim, refuat hanefesh, refuat haguf b'toch sha'ar cholei Yisrael, hashta b'agalau v'zman kariv v'nomar, Amen. May God, who blesses our ancestors, bring blessings of healing to these we've mentioned aloud and those who remain in our hearts. May the Holy One of Blessing mercifully restore them to health and vigor. May God grant them physical and spiritual well-being together with all others who are struggling, and let us say, Amen. Please rise. Okay, it's enough.
Bashabayim Hashamayim.
Can you help turn
You need to turn it over. Okay. Yehirambayam, Yehirambayam, Yehirambayam.
You may be seated. The Haftarah this morning comes from the book of 1 Samuel, starting at chapter 11, verse 14. If you'd like to follow along in the red commentaries, page 877.
Baruch atah Adonai Elohim, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar b'nvi'im tovim, v'ratza v'divreihem hane'emarim ba'emet. Baruch atah Adonai Haboher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'v'imvi'ei ha'emet b'tzedek. Vayomer Shemuel el ha'am lechu b'nelcha ha'gilgal u'nachadei sham hamlucha v'nelchu o ha'am ha'gilgal vayamlichu sham et sha'ul lifnei Adonai ba'gilgal vayitzbahu sham Zevachim Shalamim Lifnei Adonai Vayisma Sham Shaul Vaho Anshe Yisrael Ad Ma'od. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Sor Ho HaOlamim Sadik B'Ho HaDoro Ha'el HaNe'eman HaOmer V'Oseh HaMadaber U'Mekayeh Shahol Devarav Emet V'Tzedek Al HaTorah V'Al HaAvodah V'Al HaNevi'im V'Al Yom HaShabbat Haseh Shenatata Lanu Adonai Eloheinu L'Kedusha V'Limnucha Lechavod U'Letifaret Al HaKol Adonai Eloheinu Anachnu Modim Lach U'Mabarchim Otach Yitbarach Shimcha B'Fi Hochai Tamid Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Ata Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
We turn now in our prayer books to page 256 as we rise to return the Torah to the Ark. Rob and Rana. Eitz Chaim hi lama chazikim ba v'tam. There's a string on this side. Just one. Go ahead, put it in. Shalom, shalom, hashivenu Adonai, elecha v'nashuva, kadesh yameinu kekedem. Please be seated. Perfect. We've arrived.
Hi. You did great. Thank you. You did great. I'm going to read this because you know I've been kind of crazy the last couple of days, so I have not been able to practice, so I'm just going to read. Maya, when you were just a little over 1 year old, your father and I took you for a walk in the woods. It was a beautiful fall day. The leaves were brilliant, both on the trees and carpeting the trail. You were in your stroller, but quickly became antsy, wanting out. Now, at the time, you had just learned to walk and were still a little bit wobbly. One of us would usually hold your little hand to keep you steady. But that day, you didn't want, or apparently need, help. You just headed straight down the trail. We watched you for a moment as you took off. Now, as you can imagine, as your mom, I was tempted to go hold your hand and make sure that you didn't fall. After all, those leaves can be slippery. But something told me to hold back. I think it was your confidence and determination. You were a toddler on a mission. You just went and never even looked back to see if we were still there. It was at that moment that I got a glimpse of the amazing human being that you are. Your confidence, your strength, and fortitude are central to your character. We've seen it displayed in so many ways over the years. I remember you were nervous about starting preschool, as most kids are, especially being the firstborn, the trailblazer. But you didn't melt down when we left you there like some of the kids did. You met the challenge head on, conquered your fears, and found your strength. And in 3rd grade, when you were actually shy, I know many of you find that hard to believe, but she definitely went through a shy period. You couldn't seem to find your place in your class's social circles, and recess became a nightmare for you. I so wanted to fix that for you. But even though I could give advice, it was something you had to do for yourself. And you did find your way. And as many people here can attest, you overcame that shyness and found a way to be not only comfortable and at home in this world, but a bright and shining light. And yet, strength and fortitude are just a part of the story. Strength and fortitude by themselves could be cold or hard, and that's not who you are. You are considerate, warm, empathetic, and compassionate. You have a wonderful ability to really understand people, to find the best in them, but also to see their underlying fears or grasp how the experiences they've had influence their behavior. Now, some less scrupulous people who have these kind of advanced social skills might use them to manipulate or take advantage of others, but that does not even occur to you. You use these people reading skills to draw closer to them, to extend empathy, to engage, to love. It's really a beautiful thing, my girl. Then there is your quick intellect and intelligence. I don't know if it's all the fish oil that we fed you, but darling, those synapses are firing in that lovely brain of yours. Yes, you seem to have some natural talent intellectually and academically, but what impresses me more is your hard work, self-motivation, and dedication to excellence. You've always been a straight A student. And I must admit that we haven't always acknowledged that achievement the way we should have because it became the norm with you. But I'll say today that I am so incredibly proud of you. You have worked so hard and done so well. I know that the last few years have been tough. I can imagine the fear you may have felt when I was diagnosed with cancer. When you face the possibility of a bad outcome. It wasn't easy, but you found a way to cope. You were also an incredible source of steadiness, support, and love for me. Thank you. And as our family changed form, you were understanding and managed the changes with grace. These are some of the toughest things that people face, and you demonstrated incredible strength and resilience throughout. You are amazing. And on a lighter note, a much lighter note, it's been so fun having you as a daughter, dressing you up as a baby, reading aloud to you, going for high tea, shopping, hiking, floating on rafts, watching romantic comedies, and of course, hearing the latest drama. I like spending time with you. I am so excited to see what you will do with your life. You see the world as it might be, better than it is today. You have a strong moral compass. You see the best in others. No matter what you choose to do, you will give it your all. And you will continue to touch and inspire others just by being you. You will be a trailblazer. And just know, sweet girl, that just like that beautiful fall day in the woods when you were a toddler, your father and I will be right there behind you, proud and supportive. I love you. Would you like a Kleenex? Oh, you're good.
What a glorious day it is. Maya, as we stand together here in this house of worship, I am struck with awe and a deep sense of wonder at the miracle we share. Father with daughter, adventurer with adventurer, soul with soul. These are relationships that will endure forever. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of you who are here with us today. Each and every one of you have had an opportunity to be a part of Maya's life. Each of you have touched her in a unique and loving way. Each of you have made an impression, shared wisdom, created laughter, imparted learning, contributed to the beauty and splendor of who she is today. Thank you for the children's books sent from Oregon, the magic carpets hand-woven from California, the gym shoes and blouses from Indiana, the coyote calls from New Mexico, the birthday greetings from Oak Park, the squeals of baby laughter from Chicago, and the prayers for health and happiness from New York, Illinois, Massachusetts, Washington, Ohio, Michigan, and our new home, North Carolina. Together, we have raised a most remarkable young woman, Maya Elizabeth Resnick. On this spot, I also feel the enormous presence of so many other mothers and fathers who have come before me to welcome their daughters and sons into the community of Jewish tradition, education, ritual, ruach, and simcha. Becoming an adult, encouraging our children to find comfort in their being, inviting them to explore the depth of their souls and move with grace into adulthood is truly the work of being human. Debbie, thank you. Together we are parenting 3 affectionate, caring, and inquisitive children. Maya, my darling one, young, I love you truly, dearly, deeply, profoundly. Being your dad is one of the greatest gifts the Holy One has bestowed upon me. Actually, I've been blessed 3 times. Your brothers, hello? Elijah and Daniel are similarly joys to behold and an ineffable happiness to experience. Throughout my life, I've pondered myriad questions, Maya. Many are too big and too complex for any single response. I've wondered, why are we here? What is our purpose? How can we make this world a better place? And what is a miracle? Only a few days after you were born, the answer to one of those formidable questions became precisely clear. Your appearance here in my life is a true miracle. I could never ask for more proof that miracles do, in fact, exist. And it has been since that day, and a second time when your brothers arrived on the planet a few years later, one small miracle flowing into and dancing, effervescing with another equally splendid small moment of miracle. Wonders of wonder, miracles of miracle. Thank you for helping me see and experience all these resplendent small moments of miracle. What an honor and privilege it is for me to participate in your adventures, in schooling, in friendships, in community service, in spiritual pursuit, in the outdoors, in swimming the crystal waters of rivers and streams and great lakes, abounding with energy, sparkling with sunlight, and flowing in time. Maya, you have provided me with so many opportunities to learn about life, to learn about love, to learn about our faith, and to learn about myself. I could tell multitudinous stories about you today. As I reflect on them, what I notice consistently is this: you are truly a remarkable human being. Your simple presence has been a great comfort and solace for your mom and me during these past exceptionally difficult years, and I thank you. I know that your brothers are incredibly fortunate to have you as their intelligent, good-natured, spunky, fun-loving, and most nurturing big sister. As a small child, your mom and I read countless books to you even before you could speak. We taught you sign language and were introduced to your delightful sense of humor not much more than when you were a year old. One day, while you were in your stroller at the Goodwill store, your mom was ardently searching through bins of children's books, looking for volumes she thought you would enjoy. You started to grumble and squeal and squeak. Mom looked over, and what she saw was astonishing. You spoke with your little hands. "I'm done, Mom. Let's get out of here." Another small miracle. Your joy and continuous fascination and voracious appetite for reading reminds me of another poem by Mary Oliver, part of which I would like to read. It demonstrates how I have watched with wonder the evolution of your maturity. It's called The Sea. I go down to the edge of the sea, how everything shines in the morning light, the cusp of the whelk, the broken cover of the clam, the opened blue mussels, moon snails, pale, pink, barnacled, like a schoolhouse of little words, thousands of words. First, you figure out what each one means by itself. The jingle, the periwinkle, the scallop, full of moonlight. Then you begin slowly to read the whole story. I'm noticing how you are learning to read the whole story. And I am in admiration, Maya. Mary Oliver exhorts us in Wild Geese, you don't have to be good. Maya, you don't have to be good. Please just keep on keeping on. Who you are, what you love to do, how you are learning, how you extend yourself in friendship, what you are accomplishing, how you are making mistakes. It's all perfectly you. There are thousands of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. That quote you love from Rumi. And we will always be here to support you in being exactly who you are. Mary Oliver wrote another poem that speaks and describes your true essence and sensibility and poses some of the same questions we dive into with your brothers around the dining room table. The poem goes like this, Maya. You might see an angel anytime and anywhere. Of course, you have to open your eyes to a kind of second level, but it's not really hard. The whole business of reality and what it is and what it isn't, it's never been solved and probably never will be. So I don't care to be too definite about anything. I have lots of edges called perhaps and almost nothing you can call certainty. I'll just leave you with this. I don't care how many angels dance on the head of a pin. It's enough to know that for some people they exist and that they dance. Maya, my wise, loving, compassionate, soul-searching daughter, you know how to dance. I love you always and forever.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you, watch over you, guide you, and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha.
May the light of God's presence shine upon you and through you always.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
And may God smile upon you and grant you wholeness and peace. Amen. We remain standing as we turn to page 282 for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'ateit gedula li'yotzeh b'reshit, shelo asanu goyim ha'arasot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol ha'monam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtakabim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lamelech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. We think now of loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, and those who died at the season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. We remember from Maya's extended family, Manuel and Miriam Resnick, Janice Chal, Basi and Levi Chal, Cecilia and Herschel Resnick, Rabbi Herman Shalman, Layla Lau, Claude and Elsie Depew, and Emily and Henry Van Zulen. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for blessing, as we join together on page 294 with the Mourner's Kaddish, giving thanks for the gifts of life and memory, and we rise together as a single family.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'amad divrach yotei v'yamlich malchutei, v'hayechon u'vyomechon u'v'hayot l'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'zan kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah merach le'elom omei omaya, Yitbarach v'yitshabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kedusha b'rechu le'ela minkol birchata v'shirata tushvachata v'nechemata da'amira ba'ama v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min Shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen.
525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter and strife, in 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love.
This is a poem I wrote and read in front of the same congregation in 7th grade. I reworked it for today. Where I'm from. I am from 3 homes in 3 cities. I am from one family split into 2 houses. From Grandma and Papa's house under the covers to late night debates by the fire at the farm. From Virgo-ness and the difference between love you and I love you. I am from Bank of America M&Ms and hole-in-the-wall Thai food, spicy, sweet, and sour. From our late dog Loki to our neighbor's cat Maui. From the swim team to the rowing team. From Evergreen to Asheville High. I am from perfect ginkgo trees and cutting whole kitchens from cardboard 2 times. I am from the brownie house and the boxcar children, from Patricia Polacco and the block, from Rabbi looking at me and my dad and me during services, from the Kesher retreat, our Jew crew coming even closer together, citrus magic and a spicy red pepper, from the boys sledding and skidding, arguing and shouting songs at the top of our lungs, from Daniel, Elijah, Mom, and Dad. From a family who has gone through too much, to a bat mitzvah that has been years in the making. I am from everyone and everything who has shaped me to be who I am today. I have a lot of thank yous. So, my bat mitzvah journey has required me to be a leader in numerous ways. For those who don't know, I was supposed to have my bat mitzvah in 7th grade when I was 13. I am now a freshman in high school and almost 16. I can drive. Time really flies. I have had 3 different dates. I learned a whole different Torah portion and prepared a whole different davar. Preparing for a bat mitzvah is a 9-month process. Even without all the changes, preparing for a bat mitzvah requires a ton of time, energy, and deep breaths. In 7th grade, my family was battling cancer and divorce. We chose to wait a year. We set a date for right after my 8th grade graduation in June, almost exactly a year ago today. COVID hit 2 months before that date. Everything shut down and we had to reschedule, pushing ahead another year in advance for today. To deal with all of this takes an incredible amount of leadership from everyone involved. I think that my entire family, Daniel, Elijah, Mom, and Dad, are some of the strongest leaders that I've ever met. You have stuck with me through all of these changes and done it with smiles on your faces, supporting me through the ups and downs. You've shown true leadership, and here we are. It has finally happened. First of all, I want to give a big thank you to all of you who came today and joined in online. To all of my extended family, I wish you all could be here in person, and we are sending big hugs. To those in Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, California, Washington, Massachusetts, Oregon, and those all around Asheville, thank you so much for coming. Rabbi, Buffy, Jenny, thank you for everything you have done for me and my family. Rabbi, your wisdom is immeasurable. You continually inspire me to think deeper into everything. Buffy, your level of organization is insane. Thank you for always being on top of it and for being so steady during this crazy year. Jenny, thank you for always putting a smile on my face during our time together, whether it was in the library or over FaceTime, and for sticking with me till the end. Seth, thank you for every single thing that you do for this congregation, whether it's working with me on Madrachim in a box, singing over Facebook Live for Kehila Tefillah, or singing here today. You have done so much for me and for CBHT as a whole, and no amount of words will ever repay that. My Jew crew, thank you for being there for me since I came in 5th grade. You all mean the world to me, and I'm so thankful for each of you. I hope we always stay friends and continue to share these memories together. Evergreen, Asheville High, the rowing team, and the swim team, thank you for shaping me into the person I am today. To all my evergreen friends and teachers, you will always hold a special place in my heart. To my rowing friends, thank you for showing me what true strength really means. A special thank you to the Evans. I couldn't have done it without you. It's just a fact. Amalia, Jerry, Jenny, and Carol, thank you for being the best religious school teachers a girl could ask for. Thank you for enriching my learning every Sunday. Carla and Amanda, thank you for devoting so much of your time and energy to make my beautiful program. Nancy, thank you for my stunning talit. I will treasure it always. Adele, thank you for everything and more. You have supported my family in an endless amount of ways. Thank you for your steady and unwavering support, from altering my multiple dresses to finding beautiful poems for my bat mitzvah, but to also being a part of my everyday life. Thank you for all of our dinners, all of our game nights, all of our garden work days, and your help with my schoolwork. Thank you for all that you are and all that you do. Thank you for being a reliable, loving, and generous light in all of our lives. And of course, thank you for making our favorite marinade. Boys, thank you for being my brothers. I will never be able to put into words how much you both mean to me. Thank you for never failing to make me laugh so hard I cry. Thank you for always grudgingly playing a game of cards with me and for putting up with all of my craziness. Even though we fight all the time, I'm so grateful for both of you. And in last, but in no way least, my parents, Dad and Mom, thank you so much for everything and more. Thank you for the immeasurable amount of work that both of you have put in to make sure this bat mitzvah runs as smoothly as possible, given the amount of changes that have happened. For those who don't know, this was supposed to all be online. Then it was only supposed to be 20 people in the sanctuary, then 25, and now it's only 50. It has been a whirlwind since day one, but my parents have been superheroes. Mom, thank you for making this picnic happen. Thank you for all of your incredible ideas. You have made all of this feel so special, even though it is nowhere near normal. Thank you for putting all of your wonderful Virgo qualities to work and making this crazy chaos into beautiful chaos. Dad, thank you for dealing with the people aspect. Thank you for learning all sorts of computer skills to make my program. It looks absolutely stunning, and I wouldn't change a single thing. And I promise you that the computer skills will eventually get easier. Thank you for always listening to me on our car rides home from Christie's about all of the drama and for dancing with me to the Trolls soundtrack. It takes a village, and I wouldn't have done it with any other village than all of you. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Maya, for a wonderful, wonderful Shabbat service. And from the words of Nasim B'chol Yom, Sha'asani B'Tselem Elohim, we are grateful to be made in the image of God. So if everybody would please rise and jump when appropriate. B'Tselem Elohim.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 We all got a life to live. We all got a gift to give. Just open up your heart and let it out. We all got a piece to bring. We all got a song to sing. Just open up your heart and let it out. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. We all got a tale to tell. We all want to speak well. Just open up your heart and let it out. We all got a mountain to climb. We all got a truth to find. Just open up your heart and let it out. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Breshit bara
all our dreams.
Elohim. Breshit bara Elohim. Breshit bara Elohim. All our hopes, all our dreams. Breshit bara Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Breshit bara Elohim. All our hopes and all our dreams. Breshit bara Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim.
Shabbat Shalom!
Shabbat Shalom!
Thank you.